Welcome back, everybody, aboard our 2013 Ranger Tug R25 named Road Trip down here in the lower Keys off of Key West. This episode, we're going to be exploring some of the shallow waters in this area and finding out just how skinny a water we can take this little tug with our 2-foot 3-inch draft through. I hope everybody enjoys this trip through the beautiful waters of the Florida Keys. Okay, this next part is where we're going through Calder Channel, which you can see here's Key West. This is just north of Key West, and it's a little bit of a shortcut through some shallows up into the Gulf to the north. Video is going to start with us down here, and as you can see, this channel cuts through some really shallow water and winds, but it's well marked and it's deep in the channel until we get right out here in the Gulf where it's only about 3 or 4 feet up here. So hope you enjoy this. It's obviously going to be sped up. Just to step back for a minute, our boat did spend 4 months on the trailer this summer at our house in Port St. Lucie, where we did a lot of the regular maintenance and got some improvements done. Ryan from All Rigged Up Marine Electronics in Fort Pierce, who I highly recommend, installed a new Garmin hydraulic autopilot for us, which has really made life so much easier, as well as a new transducer and new VHF antenna. Okay, this is Blake applying some ceramic coat to Road Trip. This is how we get her ready in between our trips. Sharp eye marine detailing, and this is how we keep her looking great. We got to anchor in some great little well-protected mangrove anchorages back here. Usually we're anchoring just 3 or 4 feet of water, and as you can see in this next photo, the water was incredibly clear. Just looked like we were looking through air. Waltz Basin. Nice wind out of the east-southeast. Who says the Keys are crowded in the winter? Here's the amazing Thanksgiving dinner that Star prepared for us at Anchor with a single burner propane cooktop. Grilled turkey legs, And then she made a 4-course meal with stuffing, gravy, sweet potatoes, green beans, and mushrooms. Incredible Thanksgiving dinner on a small boat. Really amazing what Star can do. And we even had pumpkin pie for dessert. As always, when we're out in the Keys and anchored in remote areas, we got to see some incredible marine life and wildlife out here. Just the Keys are so full of life, it's always amazing to be out here. And of course, this is the best part, watching these guys swim by our boat feeding. This is a sped up clip of us raising the anchor as we're leaving Waltz Basin. I'm removing the chafe gear right there. It's our red fire hose. And we've got a windlass. I'm using the foot switches to pull the boat up, pointing for Star to drive us towards the anchor. We got about 50 feet of chain, 20 feet of line out. I do have to knock the chain down, small anchor locker, so chain does want to pile up, so I periodically knock that down. Windlass is doing all the heavy lifting, and you see the mud bottom coming up, and we're ready to take off back to Jewfish Basin. Here we are leaving our little anchorage, which was right up in here last night, where we celebrated our Thanksgiving. And a big, wide open basin. Waltz Basin, about 5 feet of water everywhere. Nice and calm, just dodging all the crab and lobster trap floats. Star's driving with our new autopilot remote control, and we're just letting the engine warm up, doing about 4 knots as we make our way back over towards Channel Key. Okay, in this next video, we are moving from our anchorage up here in the Waltz Basin, in this area up in here. And we're going to run through this little cut between the mangrove islands. Right through here, a little narrow place at low tide, goes awash on both sides. And then we'll come out over here on the Jewfish Basin side as we make our way back south. This video is sped up also. We're really taking it easy, just doing 4 or 5 knots through here. One thing you'll notice about this, because we're heading west in the afternoon, we don't have the best visibility. The sun is kind of in front of us. It's a little hard to see the water. I'd be a lot more reluctant to come through this cut for the first time, going in this direction this time of day. But we had come through here in the previous day. So we had our mouse tracks on the chart plotter. I was able to see just how deep and wide this cut is. And while it does dry on both sides of us, there's plenty of water in the middle. So we were able to safely do it. And reading the water in the back country, shallow area in the Keys is really important to have polarized glasses and be able to read the watercolor. Same for the Bahamas and the Keys. Reading that watercolor can tell you exactly what the depth is. The old saying, blue, you're true, green, it's getting lean, and brown, you're aground. And there's lots of different shades of green which tell you the color. As long as you got the sun overhead or behind you, it's pretty easy to kind of tell what we can get through. And all the bottom around in this area is soft, muddy sand. It's easy to back off if you do bump aground slowly. So it's all pretty safe as long as you go nice and slow. One thing we discovered on this trip that's really opened up a lot of new ground for us. We come out of our marina here at Boca Chica, in between Key West and Boca Chica Key, is that we can get up into these shallows up here in Jewfish Basin, running through a narrow little channel, mostly reserved for center consoles, but with our 2 foot 3 inch draft, we can come through this little channel. We can get underneath the Boca Chica Bridge, which is 20 feet tall. We're about 13 and a half, 14 feet of overhead height. So we come under the Boca Chica Channel Bridge. Then we come up just south of Channel Key here. And we can make our way through this narrow little strip. There's a lot of 1s and 2s here. We found out our depth sounder, which is not corrected, but it's about a foot below the water line. When we see 1.3 feet on the depth sounder, we are starting to bump. But we managed to come through here with 6 inches of tide and rising, and lowest we saw was about 1.7, meaning we really had about 3 or 4 inches under our keel as we come through here with 6 inches of tide. So dead low might be a struggle. Tides in the Keys area around here usually about a foot to foot and a half of tide, but we can make it through here. This opens up a lot of new cruising ground in any kind of winds, even if it's blowing 20 plus winds. So well protected back here in this back area. So this has really opened up a lot of new ground for us. Well, that's all we've got for you with this episode, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Really trying to get some subscribers, and you're not going to want to miss our next episode. We're planning to head back down over Christmas, and we're going to go from Key West to Key Largo and back, exploring all kinds of new anchorages and new areas. So you're not going to want to miss that one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please join us on our next trip. Thanks. Have a great day.